It's not just because she's opposite, say, somebody like a Roland Martin or an Areva Martin, who have been analysts, left-wing analysts, I might add, that have blessed me with their presence on this show. But it's also to pique my curiosity and to edify me to some degree. You see, when I think about blacks who are conservatives, I see a guy like Officer Tatum out there. I want to meet that man. I want to talk to that man. In terms of black conservatives, like an Officer Tatum, like a Candace Owens, and various others, they pique my interest. Do you know why? Because they deviate from the norm. You see, when people make an argument against the black community, and they say that we're monolithic in our thinking, I don't like that. When they say that 85 to 90% of the people in the black community are going to vote democratically, that has always unnerved me. For a few reasons. Number one, I remember when Lyndon B. Johnson was quoted as saying, before 1964 civil rights legislation was placed into law, put this through, push this legislation through, and we'll have the Negroes vote for us for the next 200 years. And I think about how divided society can be, how divided communities can be. You can be Hispanic, you can be Dominican, you can be Cuban, you can be Guatemalan, you can be Venezuelan, you can be Puerto Rican, you can be Mexican. It doesn't matter. You can't go to all of them and say, oh, excuse me, we got their vote. You can't take them for granted. You can't go to whites who are Catholics, whites who are Jewish, and say, oh, we got their vote. You can't go to the Asian community and say, oh, we got their vote. We got that on lock. But somehow, some way, you can say that about us. So on one hand, we have a party, which is the Democratic Party, which at least some people in the black community believe has taken us for granted because they know they got our vote. And then you got folks on the side of the conservatives who saying there's no way in hell we gonna get the black vote, so why worry about them? And as a result, we end up being a disenfranchised community. That's the argument we were making before this past election. Back 8 years ago, 9 years ago, Trump looked at America, black America in particular, and said, what do you have to lose? Fast forward to 2024, he didn't have to say that.